T-side. Croman fast play up. He's going to get tagged up initially. The bomb on his back as the T's try and force forward. They see one player over at window. That's the M4 standing by. Another AK in the back line here for a problem. Kalinka jumping up from Harry. He's going to be allowed 2 kills. NATO chimes in. It's always the problem. He also gets dealt with. There's 3 picks come in over on the A bomb site as well. Bomb has been dropped. The CT's noticed. The AWP is desperately hunting for an opportunity at a kill, but just no vision onto that mid area. A 2-on-2 situation. The retake could still be on for the Hellraisers.
And Nordavind, they do have HS quite low. The bomb's going to get planted on the B bomb site in 2 versus 2. And Hellraisers just making sure they're checking out all the angles in case any of the T side are quite aggressive. But for Nordavind, they're quite deep into the bomb site. And you've got to be looking at Tensky to try and win out this clutch. He's the one with 100 HP.
Spray through from HS against Flowrich. AWP of JR looking to try and take out another. And T's trying to get out of dodge. They're going to go hunting down for this AWP here. JR's ready for it, takes out Tensky, so at least they keep things in a very expensive margin here for the Nordavind camp. AWP staying in play, and for JR, he could drop weapons here. This may end up being a forced justification for the CT side. It'll be a tough force in regardless. But it may still be one nonetheless.
That's really unfortunate for Harry. He must have had the scroll jump going up at the wrong time. And well, at least it's a great recovery. But if you guys want to get involved in some fantastic action from our partners from Hellcase, use a fantastic code to get a 15% refill bonus. And for Nordavind, well, this round money in the reserve on the CT side.
Yeah, and it's another force buy round again. As I mentioned, it's justifiable, but it will leave him on such an awkward and shaky stance. Flowrich going to push forward here. How much can he get out of it? This is so risky, but HS is going to get his HS taken off. Kalinka does take Croman down. Deagle in, trying to get another kill, but Harry will find a trade for the T-side cam, but still a man advantage for Hellraisers. Again, big, risky plays, and now Tensky swinging in, also going to get shut down by JR. NATO and Harry, the last 2 players left. They have that bomb on their back. They have lower tunnels control. B-side only has 1 player to defend it as well. That's the Deagle problem. And yes, this could get 2 fantastic headshots, but they've got to be very quick into the market here. NATO spotted, there goes Harry, but he stays alive at 46 HP. 2 kills to his name, flashes in, JR catches him completely blind, and that will be an even standing again for Hellraisers.
Oh, that's a great round. That really probably puts them back in the momentum, you know, trying to get some rounds on the board, try and get the economy rolling from them, because they've certainly had a bit of a difficult time so far in making that an important element. And, well, for Nordavind, it actually is going to be a force buy back. So we're actually seeing a lot of forces come out from both these sides. And this just comes back to the rounds being back and forward, Jay.
Nade on. That's damage.
Nice.
Significant amounts done to Croman, especially on this force buy round. It's Kalinka with the opening kill. NATO Sapphics dead and buried. Damage done to Giant. Will end up falling to Croman. Deagle desperately trying to hold on, but hasn't got his bearings together. The bomb's been dropped to the CT favour. And HS Tensky in towards mid. Damage done to HS next. They're looking like this will end up being another clean-up round from the Hellraisers. The force buy as well for the T side, so the next round's going to be full eco. We're looking at 6-4, unless Nordavind's rush tactics somehow do something, but yeah, this will be an eco.
And Hellraisers so far, I mean, even JR, like, although he's only got 5 kills, he's certainly been hitting some really nice shots with that AWP, which is a good sign to see, especially going forward when we get a few more gun rounds. And like you said, should be up 6-4, really no investment coming through for the T side. And Hellraisers on their own map pick at Dust 2. I wouldn't say they're looking comfortable yet, but they're certainly being able to put up a good lead so far.
Oh, really?
Well, the thing is, you know, they're just wasting a little bit of time. You know, it's just Glocks, seeing if they can run down the clock a little bit, so they can have a bit of fun.
Well, hey, at least they're playing without any pressure or worry, so yeah, there's that. But obviously this means that the next about 60 seconds or so are basically just going to be completely a waste of time, but you know.
They're going to bring the ball with them?
I haven't ever seen a team try and do that. Like, what would that be the case? Like, just say, like, look, you know, you guys can take us down on the B bomb site. We know it's an eco, but they got it out. Wait, that's like when you kick the ball over the fence and there's that neighbor that's like really cool and throws it back. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about, Jay. That's the perfect analogy right there.
Nordavind into the B bomb site or not. 35 seconds to go for the hit here. And they have to try and see if they can secure something out here with the bomb plant. A bomb plant will be great at this stage. And Problem standing by with the M4, 2 kills for Kalinka. Problem lines up to his own. And that's round over, 6 on the board for Hellraisers.
Oh, well, that was over pretty quickly once the execution came through. But for Nordavind, you know, just having a bit of fun, you know, trying to keep the morale up. Because they certainly need it if they want to try and come back into this first map. I love
is this really replay worthy?
Yeah.
Like,
but it's all about the passing. It's all about, you know, what it's about.
NATO Ronaldo, yeah? Is that what we're gonna go with?
Oh, well, it is going to be some fast presence out towards long. How many players are here from the Hellraisers? There's 4 around this long face.
Spray from Tensky, going to try and look for a pick in the midst of the smoke. It's Giant with that opening kill. Croman with the AK. Turning it back to a 4-on-4 situation. Flowage here with this AK bursting up HS. Going to try sneaking the back line here towards the A bomb site. Will catch them off as Tensky gets 2. HS can swing on the last man. And Problem is left alone.
That is so smart coming out from Nordavind. And it comes down to the read that they realize there is a hell of a lot of players out from long. And they just say to HS, go fast up short, mate. See what you can find. Tensky, yes, he does a really good job out from long, but HS probably could have found a little bit more if he, you know, if his teammates didn't find anything out from long. So that round was pretty much just shut down off the back of HS alone. And being out of backstab and, well, for the long presence just gets immediately shut down. Problem. 1 versus 3 now, making it a 1 versus 2. Low HP onto NATO. Sapphics, this could be doable, Jay.
Time ticking, he has a kit though, they know exactly where he is. They are so low, but the AWP is going to connect it, so... Fortunately, Nordavind evade the disaster in that 1v4 clutch. I mean, it was always going to be very difficult anyway, but either way. 5th on the board of the T side, and the AWPs can come in for NATO and JR. M4's AKs across the rest of the board. Mag 10 actually for Harry, so it's not going to be 100% confident for the Nordavind cap.
Yeah, that was unfortunate because, well, Hellraisers still made that round expensive. There was only 2 players surviving from Nordavind, so Harry, he's going to be on the Mag 10. Fast play out from HS, and he's really alone at this point. This is a solo play out to long. And, well, Nordavind, these last couple of rounds, look at the pacing of taking some of this map control.
Into the long control for the most part here on this T side. Flashes over. We'll try and gain the upper tunnels position from the CT forces. It could be a big issue. Incendiary's coming out, nades on. That does quite a lot of damage to Croman. Flowage still ready and waiting. Does drop that one corner. He's still on site. They haven't rest it. AWP there to support as HS falls back to 2 versus 2 as Tensky doubles up though. Flowage and JR in very different positions into this bomb site out towards the CT spawn. Facing from Tensky will not catch off the AWP. He also sees NATO out there in the open. 3 kills for the AWP CT cap. And that'll be 7 on the board for Hellraisers.
Big stuff from JR. Those are some really nice shots. And well, for Tensky, it's unfortunate because he's on the backstab play. He's running the lurk towards the lower tunnels. Yes, he finds a couple of the rotators and finds 2 big kills, but that really wasn't supposed to be his job. What his job was supposed to do was get those Ts onto the site, get control, and then have the late lurk from Tensky to shut off any of the rotators and stop the, you know, attempt coming through and force the save through. And well, now it's double AWPs coming up for the Hellraisers camp. Kalinka is going to be able to pick up that secondary AWP, and well, he's already found a leg shot to start the round off.
Double AWP for Kalinka and JR. In different positions on the map here as one sets himself up towards mid, the other one's set here towards short. Long control established by the M4 here as they push in towards house. No T-side presence up here, though. It's just the utility coming in the mid contention. Kalinka finds Harry for the opening frag in towards that mid face. On short, the man goes down. The second AWP is there. Also backing off M4 that is supported with the low HP player dropping that bomb out. Was that towards CT spawn? That might have been HS, and NATO do come up with a couple of good picks, but problem coming in from the backlines. Deals with NATO, drops that bomb. Very second time in this one, they've got to find some sort of way to cross successfully, and it's just not going to happen with Giant also peeking in from short. Nobody has any idea of his angle, so HS left alone, 1 versus 3. And if he can get a third kill, that would be great. Not the second AWP in particular, but the problem there to take him down. Try hunt that AWP, and I think he'll get it as well. So yeah, double up save, 8 to the board of Hellraisers.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you know, already being able to win out the half, 8 rounds being put up from the Hellraisers side, looking pretty dominant, and, well, we've only just seen the double AWPs coming out, so they can certainly be able to find a fair amount of impact going into the gun round in round number 14. And for Nordavind, I'd like to see the quick aggression again. Try and see if they can get that long house control, try and see if they can get NATO Safix into the pit position, because their aggression at least works to find map control and find opening picks.
Oh, AWP Kalinka didn't see the man on suicide. He does swing on Harry towards lower tunnels though, so they do find the opening kill and he gets away alive. Barely alive, but alive nonetheless. A 5-on-4 scenario, Nordavind now mid control, lower tunnels as well. Incendiary's back into the short control, ensuring that the T's don't press forward. M4 a problem, got Chrome in first contact, he dropped that in the shadow, that's a big kill, got big information, almost doubles up on HS, but the AK-47 can get a headshot to return. So 4 versus 3, Hellraisers still the advantage, and they still got crossfire set.
And look, the crossfire being set out from mid, there's surely no way that Nordavind can break into this mid to B, but they're going to go up towards the short face, and Kalinka's here with the AWP around the car position, but Giant already on the backstab. Hellraisers are in such a great position to shut this down, and will Giant might just be able to do it all on his own, does get traded, but look at the damage he does up to Tensky.
Yeah, 3-on-2 situation, favorable to CT side, the smoke out going to allow HF to drop in. Oh, he's got the next kill, JR! To fall down. Kalinka is also susceptible to trade. He's on such low HP. Turn around. Tensky gets that frag instead. And Nordavind have turned it around. A fantastic drop in from HS to turn it back. And a 3K up for the next T-side player to face up straight through from Flourish. Barely gets HS now to a 1-on-1. One bullet will do it and Flourish will clutch it. By the skin of his teeth stuff though, Hellraisers almost lost full control of that round.
Oh, that was close. That was very close. But what a nice retake coming out from Flourish. What a nice clutch in that 1 versus 2. And you even look at the money line for Nordavind, it's not great at all. That bomb plan certainly helps them out. And you're right, Kalinka did not spot out that player towards suicide. Got off to a good kill. And HS, it seemed like him and Tensky were bringing this back. They were in a 2-on-3 disadvantage. They had some really nice kills on the A defenders, but Flourish, big clutch coming out, and well, Hellraisers, they're going forward with a 9th round, and there's no money for an AWP for Nordavind.
The Giant moving aggressively towards that mid position. They have no idea. He can't get a kill though. Just damage done to HS. 7 HP from Kalinka. Blind by the smokes as Chroman gets Flourish next up on the short position. Smoke on towards site as JL tries to stall for time, but they've been locked out of A. And now they're down to 2 players. Headshot from NATO getting Kalinka. Bomb should be secured here, and there should be no retake presence for Hellraisers.
JR at least gonna see if he can find something. Problem as well. This is a 2v5 now, a 2 versus 3. Certainly not an easy retake by any stretch of an imagination, especially with how low JR is. Probably needs to see if he can find some kills, but that's not gonna happen. JR, what's going on here? What? Is he gonna try and go for the ninja defuse or something?
Oh.
That's, well...
I mean, to be fair, that would have been his best bet, his only chance, I think, at that round.
Yeah.
So. I mean, he can't say it was the last round of the half, so...
Yeah.
9-6 regardless, however, to Hellraisers. A beautiful half on the CT camp. The Nordavind will have a little bit of work to be done going into their CT side here. Dweg. I remember the odds at the beginning of the matchup were favourable to the Nordavind side. I imagine that might have switched around a little bit. Actually back to evens here, so fancy your chances. You can go to Loot Bet and of course place your bets in with those odds. Right now they're giving away €100 as a bonus on deposit, so just click the banner under the Twitch channel to get yourself taken up, and you can bet on all the multiplied matches with our partners at Loot Bet. So Pistol out, the double flash diffuse for Harry, double flash and smoke for JR, smoke flash, I think a P250 for Problem. The very fast player coming in for the Hellraisers, default out towards Longhouse, Data with the USP, spamming his way through, barely connecting one headshot, barely connecting tags onto the T-side players around him. The 4 versus forwards, further USP swing in, Flowich gonna get a kill on HS. Harry tapping on completely blind, hoping they cross past him. The flashbangs will ensure the bomb can cross successfully and will be in a 4 versus 3 retake.
And for Nordavind, just trying to take the fight with those flashes, but Hellraisers, they win up the opening man advantage, they get that 4-on-3, and they're just in such a great position. Yes, you've got the kill onto Harry, but the kills need to come through pretty quickly. The flashbang actually blinds off Kalinka. Oh no, it all goes wrong. A team flash that comes up, and here comes the CT side. Oh. That is so quick. And you'd have to think if Kalinka would have like turned or some miscoms or something, that would have just been so great for the swing, but he was completely blind by his own teammate's flash.
Such a big mistake to make for Hellraisers. It will cost them that pistol round. After such confident stance as well, just storming down the long control with barely any resistance thrown up by Nordavind. But the moment we're in retake mode, that's where stuff gets serious. And the CT forces will be up to a goodbye as a result. A force back from Hellraisers, though. They don't want to let that one go so cleanly. Scout in for JR, going to try and do the early damage. Can't quite find the kills just yet. It's actually Giant to chime in with Harry on the opening frag. HS hit the end of the blue box, 2 players there spotted, including the Scout out for NATO Sapphics, and the long control again goes well for Hellraisers. This time a lot more active and aggressive from Nordavind, and paying the price to a 5 versus 2. That's going to have to be a save call for the remaining 2 players.
And, well, this puts Hellraisers just straight back in such a great position. What a response to come out. The force buy from the T's after getting the bomb plant and the pistol. And, well, those AKs, they just rip apart. Kalinka gets some beautiful entries as well as Giant. And you're right, it has to be the save attempt. And Hellraisers, they're not committing to A just yet. They are taking their time after finding some pretty easy openers, realizing the fact that they don't want to get too overzealous here. Want to make sure that they can converting the rounds and not losing any players. I mean, there are a couple of players tagged up, but for Nordavind, you'd expect that they won't even be looking for exit kills.
Yeah, just looking towards this Longhouse position in particular. Yeah, SMG in. Oh, spray on Problem, can't quite take him down. Giant does end up falling in the end. Oh, Nate, somehow they didn't take down Problem. That should have been a kill. I don't know how. But alas, they're out of dodge. Be 10 back to the board of Hellraisers as the force back works fantastically again for these guys. M4 and SMG save for Nordavind, and a tech pause coming through here right to round 18, so a moment's respite coming in from both teams.
Now, Nordavind are in a difficult position here, so they have to force the issue off the back of the 2 saved rifles. Yes, at least they were able to find an exit kill at the back end of that last round, so at least there's something, but really, Hellraisers are in such a great position. They've got a 3-round lead, and the economy is just in shatters for Nordavind.
Yeah, and that's kind of the effect of what a force buy does in this early stage of the half. It is just absolute wreckage coming in. And probably going to be an awkward force buy around these 2 weapons. I mean, double eco status for Nordavind, so it's either going to be that or a case of pistols out for this one, and then following up with another round of just basic pistols. So, yeah, seems the most likely little affair from the CT camp. And that's probably going to lead to a 12-7 lead for Hellraisers. And very similar situation to the way things went down on our first map.
Absolutely. And look, if they go up 12-7, you can pretty much say all it's going to take is 1 gun round, and they'll probably be able to close out this map. This is a really difficult position for Nordavind to come back through. They certainly, I don't want to be saying that they're playing poor at the moment, but they certainly don't have that finesse that Hellraisers do. We're really starting to see them come into their own on Dust 2, which again, I don't want to say is a massive surprise, but it's good to see considering that results for both teams on this map isn't great in recent times. So it's good to see that Hellraisers have been putting in the time and perfecting their, at least their CT side. But now moving on to T, you got to think, especially from what we saw on the T side on Inferno, where Kalinka was just finding so much, JR was finding a lot with that AWP, that it's going to be very similar signs now going into the gun rounds for the T side.
Scout out to start things off for the T side, hoping to try and catch someone towards mid, but the presence coming in from the T side out towards long, a lot more shorts in the B presence this time. One player from Flourish taking the early damage from the CT cam, but realizing the stats coming through. Still gets Croman down for the opening frag. But it looks like it's going to be a B commitment from here, and no one directly defending the bomb site. Harry's outside of the B doors and could potentially do something to swing in and try to deny, but even then, this P250 probably would better be holding off the corner here, the entrance. Swing on Kalinka and Jaim. Getting the flashbang over, but the headshot comes out. That's a 5 versus 3. And that's probably going to be a safe call here for Nordavind.
And it has to be, honestly. Like, that's a really nice B take. Kalinka, it gets pretty lucky on the timing, I would say, to be able to find that kill onto Harry. Being quite low, it's just 4 points of health. And Nordavind, unfortunately, not finding any success on the force back. And you kind of say it's a force, but Neto Safix didn't buy down completely, nor did Tensky. So there is a little bit of money in the reserve. It certainly won't be enough at all to get a buy into the next, considering it's that, you know, that double eco status. So they'll be able to bring in 3 players into the next round. Probably not upgrade much, have just USPs up for Harry and Croman. Maybe a P250 if they want to upgrade just slightly. Hellraisers getting closer and closer to round 16. Look at even the utility they've been able to hold on to. A lot of teams, which is like, sometimes what they do, especially in rounds where they're up against half buys or like force buys, is they'll use a lot of utility to make sure they're winning out the round. But if you're able to hold on to it, you hold on to sometimes like $600, $700, $800 worth of utility, which doesn't need to be used, which certainly does help the economy if you don't have to use those nades.
Look at the stacking from the CTs out towards the upper tunnels. It's Tensky getting Giant for the opening frag. That's pretty decent to start. And now rotating back towards the A bomb site as they see no more T-side presence. You've got Harry slowly gathering information here towards the short plant position. And Hellraisers may be in trouble with this. They've got so much presence to deal with and even more aggression coming in from Nordavind. The AK trying to get boosted up towards the bomb site. HS takes him down, or gets taken down though. Nato comes up with one. Harry deals with problem. Flowich gets a kill, but he's traded all the same. JR suddenly left alone. Good Glock tap to the head of one player, but needs 2 more. Grabs that AK. Got an M4 to deal with also on the bottom position. Nice double peek in. And JR gets taken out. A beautiful round from Nordavind again to stack in, get the advantage on the rifles, and immediately read onto where Hellraisers were playing.
Well, that's what it comes down to, right? I mean, they show a lot of fast aggression up towards the lower tunnels and upper tunnels, and straight away they go, right, we got that first kill. There's nothing here. It must be an A play. The rotates come out extremely quickly. And for Hellraisers, that's a round you really should not be losing on any day. Nordavind, very, very happy in being able to convert their 8. And that might just take them back into the game. Fast play up towards a short face from Hellraisers. Very quick coming out from Giant.
Boost up here towards these short boxes, which is usually supposed to be used for the lower tunnels control. In this case, it's going to be ready for CTs to aggress back from short. No one will be seen though for Nordavind. They're not interested in challenging this area. Over towards long for the most part. And they've left that mid control as well, pretty passively, like the Tensky. Incendiary's out, smokes down, one player drops in towards CT spawn. Again, the distraction play is going to allow Problem a bit of map control, cover off his teammates, so they go for the mid to be split. Tensky down and out. Now it's Croman alone here on the bomb site, out in the open with the AUG. Damage taken, and Jaim is going to deal with the kill. So again, a 5 versus 3, B site held. Another save call coming in from Nordavind.
That's a really nice run coming out from Hellraisers. And Nordavind, they just don't know what to do there. So there's quite a heavy commitment, at least in the beginning of round. They've got the short presence on the T side. They use that utility. They drop Problem into CT, but it's actually the quick mid to B player that comes up. And especially on Dust 2, once your B defenders go down, you're pretty much just not even thinking about going for the retake most of the time, and especially when there's no trade kills. The 12th round now up for the Hellraisers camp. Now, if they can hunt and take down a couple of these M4s, it's going to be big.
Can't quite get to them in time, though. AK recovered by Harry. At least finds one extra weapon to work with, and a little bit of extra firepower in particular. Of course, the rebuy around those three weapons. Of course, we'll see the SMG coming out for Croman. Aggression from the CT side. They need to establish around here, else this is going to start to fall apart. The AWP for NATO Safix ready and raring to go. Good shot on Kalinka. Kicks things off on the right foot for Nordavind.
And that's what we want to see from Nordavind. That's the perfect response. 4 rounds is the deficit they find the opening. That's not what they're looking for. Giant running out through mid with a flashbang. Well, you've got to think that round's pretty much over for now. It's a 4-on-3 advantage. NATO Safix does find a trade back, so at least he's chiming into the action, Jay.
Even standing, bomb dropped out towards that long position, is still in Hellraiser's control. Harry here on short is going to be a real thorn in their side. Rotation towards B is the most viable option here for Hellraisers, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do. Back through the tunnels. Rotation out from mid is actually going to be seeing a passive stance from Nordavind, all things considered. I mean, they can't really be able to maintain control out here. They boost up that AWP, then it could find the likes of JR, but they're not going to be in a position to do that. Orp faces, turns his back, and now looks to run into the B bomb site here as soon as their teammates start seeing what's going on for realsies. Croman could find an upgraded weapon. Indeed, he does. That M4 recovered. But now the T side have B side. It's 3v3 retake.
Croman knows straight away he's going for the long flank. He's trying to go from the upper tunnels, but JR's hitting the AWP, and he does not miss a shot like that. And you've got to think, Nordavind, they've got to go for the save. They can't go for it. There's no money. Maybe if Croman took down JR, then they would have certainly gone for it. But with the flank coming out on the CT side from the upper tunnels, that's it. They've got to save these rifles. And, well, I'll tell you what, how much more can you expect coming out from NATO Safix? He gets 2 fantastic kills, but it's just not enough.
13 to the border Hellraisers, and their map pick is going well enough for them. Nordavind are stalling, however. They are keeping pace for the most part. With the money line being where it is, they may have to concede a 14th back to that HR camp. It seems like it's going to be an eventuality here. See what the buys will look like for the CTs as we get to catch a little bit of the action that they've seen so far. I mean, again, the weapons were saved in, but it's just a little bit too much to handle. A little bit too much to invest into. A small pause will come out in the interim, so a moment to you know, to stew over it, but quickly over and done with on the tech pause. So, what's the play here? What's the call for Nordavind?
The thing is, you can't force, really, can you? Or they are okay. I mean, I can understand it, but I just don't think this buy is going to work against a team like Hellraisers. It's a very, very rough affair in terms of the buy that's come out in Nordavind. They are going aggressive to the lower tunnels again. Now, we have seen this play before. Kalinka, he expects it and just falls right back.
AK from Kalinka falling out to position here in the T-spawn. He's going to have to concede that control to the CT side, but that's fine. It is information gained by Nordavind, though. They know that there's no T-side presence here on the B bomb site, at least not in active control. And they're going to once again hard rotating towards the A bomb site. If Hellraisers have a good read on this, then they can rotate that bomb towards B and see virtually no resistance from the CT forces. They've got a HS with an M4, but with a 5-man stack in, that could get cleaned up super quickly.
Well, it really comes down to Kalinka if he wants to try and over-aggress here, but I don't think this is going to be a B-side execution. They have lost all the presence over at B. They have to commit to long, and they're all starting to group up. The CTs, they're hitting numbers, Jake. 3 players around this A bomb site.
Orb shot from NATO, finds the first kill, and blind through the smoke lands a leg shot on Jaim, continuing to tap away the rough positions of the T-side forces. He needs backup, and Tensky will provide. SMG with a kill on Problem. Harry backed up, Tensky blind, gets another kill with a headshot. Kalinka will chime in and double up against Harry, but NATO still on site. 2 picks to his name, USP can be enough to finish the job, and indeed it does. Again, Nordavind with their hard rotation strat is going to punish Hellraisers for committing to long.
And, well, for Hellraisers, you can understand that they're not going back to that B-bomb site. They obviously just don't have any information as well. Kalinka gets forced back so deep in T-spawn that they can't even think about going to the B-bomb site. They have to commit out from long. And, well, you're right. The information play, it's there for the Nordavind side. They're able to rotate 3 players over. I mean, the Orpa and NATO Sapphics does some great damage with a kill and a leg. Hellraisers going fast in through the short face. Now, we've seen this before, but no, actually, it's out through mid.
Investment again coming in from the CT side of Nordavind, and I mean, said also for the Hellraisers camp. So another good round to either side's favor could tip the balance of this matchup, especially for Hellraisers, who will be teetering on map point. Aggressing in towards this long control, this short control as well. Got 2 players here. The crossfire set towards long. Tensky, you can see, is just peeking out from the B doors, looking for anyone that might look to gain that mid control. They've got short control as well, so it does look like it's going to be a split here for the Hellraisers side. And it's the Orb of NATO Sapphics to strike first, backed up towards the long corner. Got a second player making his way in. Problem on very low HP. Got to find this CT that's out here. Had no idea where his position is though. So now 3 players left. Have not checked Goose. That's 1 frag. Blind off for the second kill. HS couldn't quite connect it, but the AWP of NATO's there to respond, sees the last player of the T side, and makes it a triple kill for Nordavind to get to 10.
Okay, here we go, Nordavind. That was a very nice round indeed. NATO Sapphics hitting some great shots, and you look at the point now. It's double digits. It's a 10th round from Nordavind. They are closing the gap, Jay. They've certainly not found this easy to allow this comeback to come through. Now we've seen 2 rounds in a row. There's no money up for Hellraisers. We can expect this to be a 10th round. And just maybe they could go for the double orb into the following round if they lose a player. I mean, even the aggression coming out from HS towards top mid, going to be able to at least see a couple of players and tries to fall back, but he's kind of out in the open at the moment.
Oh, nade on Kalinka, straight at his feet. Exploding in his face, he goes falling. M4 of HS does find that one pick. Tap up towards the second play, up towards T-spawn, and the rest of the kills start pouring in for the rifles as the pistols do get picked apart. NATO gets involved on Problem. And this should end up being an 11th again for this CT camp. Maybe Harry could fall in trade. And that AK should get recovered by the CT side as they start bracketing in. Again, a great read on the long commitment from the Hellraisers side, so we'll just ensure that no one can rotate back or stack their way in towards this site control. And the Deagle certainly isn't helping their case right now for the Hellraisers side. And less than a minute to go. Again, Nordavind should be mopping up this round.
Let's see what the Deagles can find. The JR finds one, Flash last one left, and yeah, mop-up crews coming out for the cities. And Flash. Well, he's been spotted out. Taking a little bit of a duel here with HS, so this actually round becomes quite expensive, Jay.
Well, Hellraisers' dominance so far, but it seems like their dominance is starting to slip. 2 rounds to go before Nordavind can overtake this T-side camp. The AKs, of course, are out on the buy-up. Hellraisers on the lost bonus to get themselves in with decent rifles here off the back of that eco as well. AWP still for NATO. Haven't gone for the double orb setup here for the CT camp. The money is not quite 100% justifiable for it. Look at the lower tunnels control. Again, the smokes are out. The T's have no idea what's about to hit them. 2-for-1 trade, making it 3 though, as Nordavind put all their eggs into the tunnels control, and they come out short for it. 2 versus 4. NATO, the AWP out, bleeding with a couple of shots landing from the Kalinka. The Molotovs are down. This AWP is looking for a pick back, trying to find something here, but just nothing will go his way.
And you've got to think, Nordavind, they found a lot of success aggressing through the upper tunnels, both from lowers and from upper. But what happens there is Hellraisers are just damn ready for it. It's almost like they know the aggression's coming up, and well, Tensky finds 1 kill, but HS finds nothing, Croman finds nothing, and it has to be an instant save. They've even got a lurk out from Flourish to the long house to potentially try and take these CTs down. But for Hellraisers, this is a free bomb plant, a free site. This should be a very easy 14th. And oh my, what a round from Hellraisers. It was shut down within the first 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, it was all down to that Longhouse challenge. Like, Nordavind put so much behind that map control, and they just pushed all their elements inside. I don't know how much the T-side they were expecting, but it's clearly wasn't enough behind their execution. Everything work out for them. And losing 4 of their players, and the exit frags coming in for JR takes out Harry. Nordavind here with the AWP nade on site. Does damage. 55 HP for him. He should get faced in, but the rifles, they're closing in very quickly, so he's got to isolate this kill. Not going to be there in time. Giant, final frag. 14-11, Hellraisers still within touching distance of that map point. The rifles should get rebought here by Nordavind, but again, it's a must-win round for the CT side.
And they run the double orbs. They had the money for it in the last round. They've opted against it, and now they go, you know what? We're our backs are up against the wall. Let's try and go for it. It is a very difficult investment because it means for HS and Croman, they really don't have anything. It's a FAMAS and a UMP. Fast play out towards long. No contest at the moment from Nordavind because they've only got 1 player that's passive on the side, and it's Harry with that secondary orb to strike.
Again, Nordavind opening kills here in these rifles. The AWPs able to do their damage. Are they aware of the second AWP play for NATO Safix? Well, they don't need to be. They can just fire away. That is the tightest angle to hit from JR as well. You can see the pixels. He probably saw about as much against his opponent. 4 versus 4 scenario. The T's do have full long control. That is the only part of the map they're going to have. Nordavind will push forward into the upper tunnels. They're going to realize that there is no one out here for the T side. Is this going to be another hard rotation back towards the A bomb site? It can't come through fast enough, I don't think. The smokes are about to go down. HS is here with his AWP. Ready and waiting towards the corner of the site. Flick back does not quite land on the man as the flashbang goes over. NATO Safix is a casualty sustained, and the plant can be secured.
And you'd have to think it's got to be a save attempt. Look at this from HS, how aggressive he is with the AWP. But already, Croman going down. It's all up to him and Tensky to try and clutch out the 2 versus 4. And unfortunately, Jay, the double orbs, they don't really find any impact. Yes, Harry gets a great kill to start things off, but they couldn't find any more than that. Even Kalinka, the confidence to just push forward, take that secondary AWP out. But that's it. 15-11, Nordavind, they've got no money. This should be the last round for Hellraisers to get over the line to take their own map pick.
Yeah, I know that this is going to be the end of it. This is just this must be the final round of the matchup. The map up here for Hellraisers, of course, on their map pick, gonna be able to get that match point, or map point, I should say.
Ooh.
All right, okay. Don't count your chickens before they hatch, but. That frag has been found by the scout of NATO. He's also seen that bomb as well. NATO still maintaining bomb control. Croman's got a kill on towards the B site. Couldn't quite land that next headshot, but time is so low. CTs are pushing up into T-spawn. They can't get to this bomb without challenging. And the scout goes massive to try and save the matchup here for Nordavind. Giant will take out HS. The AK will push forward. The Deagle does get caught off guard. Back to a 2 versus 2, but NATO still lurking in the wings, getting more headshots, grabbing the orb, looking for Kalinka, the last man. Couldn't quite land it on him, but he's going to stall for time here. Tensky will go ahead and join him. There's rifles dropped all across the shot here. The bomb needs to get picked up for Kalinka. He should know that B site is open. He will grab it, looking towards mid, start facing even further forward. But that's where NATO Safix will land his 4K. What a round from Nordavind.
Oh, NATO Safix, take a bow, my friend. Those were some nice scout shots, and oof, here we go. Damn, oh damn. And, well, it comes down to one individual with the scout and all. And then NATO Safix, 4 kills in the round, 3 with the scout, 1 with the AWP. And Jay, they are keeping their hopes alive. It looked as if Hellraisers were going to be able to take that pretty convincingly, but it's not quite the case. They are grouped up into the upper tunnels, but look at the CTs on the presence.
Again, Nordavind going to put so much pressure here towards tunnels. Not quite as aggressive as they were before. Croman with the M4 around the corner. Flashes in. Kalinka swings and gets that kill for his trouble. Two players now coming in for the backstab. The teams are going to call it out. Smokes and flashes out towards those B doors. Giant's going to try get that bomb to the side plant position. Kalinka will face, get a second kill. Tensky there with a trade. And Harry next up. SMG turns towards one player. Backs turn, 2 kills. And it looks like the T's won't get away with this one. Flourish left alone towards mid. Way out position for this bomb site. And 13 go to the board of Nordavind. A lot less aggressive this time, but pushing forward at the right moments. Going to save themselves in this map up.
And what's so fantastic there is that we see the pressure coming in from the from the lower tunnels, and they pull such a distraction away after trading out that Harry can just push through, get 2 easy kills with this MP9. And Nordavind, they're still in this game, Jay. There's no money for Hellraisers. This is going to be a half buy.
No, this is going to be real tough.
They do have an AK from Flourish, so at least they've got one big damage dealer, but overall, it's not a lot of upgrades. Very light eco round coming through, and HS, he's going to hear all these footsteps. Rush
out from the T side. They stop for a moment. NATO Safix gets that opening kill through the smoke, and the rest of the T side players fall very quickly after the fact. Tensky and HS, 2 kills between those 2 players. That will be a 14 for Nordavind. Round 30. For these 2 squads, Nordavind desperate for their overtime. Hellraisers just need to tip one final round over the edge. There's AWPs and AKs and M4s across the board. There's 3 AKs for the CT side, by the way. Last cannon for JR as well.
And let's see if Hellraisers can get off to a good start in round number 30. A lot of long presence coming out of the CTs. Croman's been spotted, but the flashbangs are perfect for both sides. Harry's going to be able to win out the first. A man advantage coming through, and Harry follows up. That's a straight spam.
The 5-on-3. CTs somehow come out on top despite HS being on 12 HP and Harry on 82. 100 HP for the remaining 3 T-side players, and they're all going to stack up towards mid. HS is so ready for this. He's going to play contact. NATO will be there to support with the AWP. Pixels away from position. JR's not even checking this angle. When will HS strike? Will he strike? Will he even want to go for this? They're going to creep in slowly towards the B bomb site. NATO has no idea. HS can't take control, therefore this could be an easy kill. HS will swing out, get 1 frag left, but a 3-on-2 scenario now. Hellraisers trying to fend off the bomb site here. The plant will be secured, so retake advantage of Nordavind.
Oh, and Hellraisers, how they brought that back, how they even snuck their way into that B bomb site with NATO Safix having no idea of the presence. But it is the man advantage coming up for the CT side, and problem, he may try and backstab. He can come out through mid and get behind them.
Moving in slowly but surely towards that mid area. JR standing by. AM4's AWP not looking the right way at the right time. Problem can spray through, take down 1, but now the bomb is closed off. Molotov on site is going to be way too late. Problem's already won this. Nordavind are going to overtime. Hellraisers choked it at the very last hurdle. The comeback coming in from Nordavind has just been so effective here in the second half.
15-11 it was at one point for the Hellraisers camp, and well, that's a great recovery. Very nice stuff indeed to be able to bring that back. And look, we are seeing a few issues here and there coming out for both sides, but in the grand scheme of things, this is really down to the wire. This is a big brawl on Dust 2. Not a single player on each team is having a quiet series and overtime. Now, even with MR316K, Nordavind don't opt to go for that secondary AWP on Harry, and I'm guessing that's just off the back of when they had it in play, they didn't find so much success with it.
Yeah, I mean, it came out only a handful of times, and usually when it did, it just didn't really have much impact. It was usually NATO being the main man of the AWP setup. There was that one round where Harry held the entire A-site control, but his skills are probably better placed than the M4. Tensky, the same can be said for him. Nice spray on towards Problem. Nade up, will take him down, kick things off for the Nordavind campers. First casualty in OT is sustained by Hellraisers. Croman will burn a little bit out here towards the for the B-bomb side defensive. And on 1 point of health for the man, he will get away alive.
And it looks like they're going to try and split into this B-bomb side. That's actually not a bad read at all. There's 2 players here, and one of them is so tagged up of Croman. And it all comes down to Tensky, because at the moment, no one's looking out towards mid. He's jiggle piece, he's got the info.
Yeah. In the T side out here, bursting through the flashbangs coming out. Little bit of tunnels control from Kalinka, but these two players are going to be the only thing standing for the defensive, and now it's just quick decimation. Kroman taken out after Tensky. Headshot to AWPs, a 4 versus 3 for Hellraisers. Maintaining site control and looking to take the first round here.
Great recovery back from Hellraisers, being able to crunch their way into that B bomb site, getting some very nice picks. Bomb plan going to come through for Kalinka. Ooh, HS actually going to try and peek in before that bomb goes down. Nader Suffix chiming into the action. This is still very doable, but unfortunately, around that smoke, they just cannot find the kills. And for Hellraisers, they find the first in OT. And Nordavind, now they're running the double ops. Now they say, okay, now we've seen Kroman being the B anchor a lot, so maybe that's the reason why they want to try and pull it out.
They're handing it off to Kroman as well. See if he can potentially do something here on that B-side defense. We're seeing the AWP of JR try and contest here towards this mid position. Look for frags, can't quite seem to see anybody. Again, the smoke's down towards these B doors. We've just seen come out a lot more as of late. Again, this was an old 2015 strat to gain the lower tunnels control, and this time it is not going to be necessary because it's going to be the long control from Hellraisers. The Molotovs in for Harry. He has found one kill on Kalinka. Back behind Gandalf, going to look for a second player out of the open position. Tensky's going to get problem meanwhile out towards that mid area. So Flowich, JR and JM actually getting themselves a kill back to a 3-on-3. The plant needs to be secured. NATO up here towards this corner. Tensky trying to support here on that short position. Bursting out towards Goose. AWP will look up. JR still got the bomb on his back. NATO does get Jai in, trying to spam his way through. Jump facing here. Going to try and look for JR. Last man on the site is his backup goes down. That's a no-scope for NATO. Double orb saved by Nordavind as they chime back to evens.
And I tell you what, Nader Suffix, what a performance he's having so far for his team. 27 kills. And, well, the no-scope to finish things off. They're at least going to be able to tie up the scoreline. A very good round coming out for Nordavind. And they certainly, on the city side, have taken a lot of control, or at least try to establish control around that lower tunnels position and getting aggressive. 4 orbs on the T side to start things off, seeing if they can find an opening pick. But, well, they don't even find a tag.
Nice effort. Standards by the rifles here for the last round of the T side half, if you have the money for it at least, but Orpa Kroman for Kalinka. First out, nades on, smokes down. Tensky will get caught off by Kalinka first thing. The Hellraisers back off a little bit. Into the tunnels, they will maintain their presence. Into the mid position, they'll also maintain. Looking on towards the short control, the bomb on the back of Jai is going to get passed off the problem instead. There's a man advantage for Hellraisers, but no further contact established by Nordavind.
Tight angle coming out from Nader Suffix, and this could potentially be the answer back, Jay, to get that 4-on-4 for the Nordavind camp. Now, they're currently playing 2 players over to the B bomb site. Now, there is a lurk to come out from Kalinka around this position, but they've taken the short control, and this is where the bomb is. Running down the clock quite low. It looks like the short presence is going to come out, and Nader Suffix, well, that's the 4-on-4.
Giant was going to fall. Flowich will find Kroman meanwhile out towards the mid phase. HS going to try and pick up the mantle of that position, try and cut off any mid to be plays. To the corner, the flash is coming over. JR, I should say, is going to be here against HS. Get taken out to a 3 versus 3 now. AWP flick going to be set from NATO. Savik stays alive, still holds the position and gets Kalinka as well. Smoke down, keeps him blind. HS goes forward into trade, and even standing until the NATO Harry deals with Flowich. AWP peeks up, but Harry gets himself a 2K, and that will be Nordavind taking the half of overtime.
Okay. So that's actually a pretty good position from Nordavind. They get 2 rounds on CT and OT. Now they're going over to the T side. They only need 2 more rounds. And one of the big things of being able to get the lead in overtime, especially in that first half, is for Nordavind, they get 1 more round, and it's an insurance policy, right? They can guarantee that they're going to have a second overtime at the least. Does Kalinka go for this AWP? We did see a bit of secondary AWPing for him on the CT side. No, they're going to just have JR. Hellraisers looking to see if they can find a response on the city side, and, well, To start things off, it will be Tensky with the AWP, and the reason for that is because look at the spawn from Nordavind, so he can get out from long very quickly.
Orps pass back and forth between NATO. Looking for that opening frag, but now with the long control from Nordavind, they will try and establish against Hellraisers. Hellraisers were able to take a 3-round advantage at the end of their CT half. Just have to try and find the necessary rifle rounds to connect together. The Incendiary's down. It's HS towards lower tunnels to take challenge against Problem. Giant's going to take him right back at the very least, but again, long commitment. 3 players here from Hellraisers to try and stack in against it. Smokes are up, cover has been bought. Molotovs will try and stop them from making their way up. Harry's going to take some damage, try and make his way on towards the bomb site here with the bomb. It's JR with that AWP pick. M4, Chroma's going to deal with it. Knows where JR is as well. A swing and the headshot comes out from the T side. And Tensky will get flourished next up there. Incendiary will stall for time, but it will not deny the bomb plant just yet, unless Giant can get the kill on Chroma, and he just can't do it. 3 kills for the man. 18th on map point for Nordavind.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe the Hellraisers are up 15-11, Jay. And they've choked this. They really have. Nordavind are getting a lot of confidence at the moment. And look at the odds shift completely. 4-1 for loot bet for the Hellraisers camp. And maybe, just maybe, if they win 2 in a row, they can take us to a second overtime. But Nordavind, all they need is one more, Jay.
I do love how those odds jumped up just as soon as the graphic faded out from 4 to 7.5.
Oh, did it? I didn't see that.
Things are not looking good for Hellraisers. They are going to have to come out good on this one. And JR will start things off on the right foot. That's the first orb. Kalinka spotted by HS though. He knows that there's aggression towards tunnels. He'll be there to cut off those rotations. Kalinka has not a damn clue. They have JR still fragging away towards long though. 2K to his name. And the bomb. Run boosting for the AWP. NATO Sappings of getting himself in towards Pit, but JR still lands his kill. HS comes up with 1, but only 1. And Hellraisers will look to try and stay alive with JR. Looking for his 4K, can't quite land it. But it doesn't matter, his teammates there for the trade.
Oh, damn. That would have been one hell of a shot coming out from JR. We saw the run boost to try and get NATO Sappings in the pit. And for HS, I mean, his timing was a bit awkward, right? I mean, if maybe he spotted out Kalinka just a second before, he could have taken him down. But then he gets stuck at Xbox. He can't really aggress any further because he knows Kalinka's there, but he's trying to hold the angle. So for most of that round, HS couldn't really do anything but wait for Kalinka to overextend. Oh, that's a great start. That's a very good start coming out from NATO Sappings for the Nordavind camp.
JR trying to get here towards short, trying to establish some sort of control onto the long position, onto the short position of the cross, I should say. Tensky taking damage to the Molotov area. Got HS also back up towards top mid. He can find a good couple of picks back indeed. He gets Kalinka next 5 versus 3. Is this the beginning of the end for Hellraisers? Is this the beginning of the end of Dust 2 in particular for them? Out towards passive A control of Flarich here towards that short plant position. And 5 T-side players could challenge him from long.
Hellraisers need a really good hold at the moment. Molotov not quite landing for the Nordavind side towards that default position, but they're here in numbers. There's 3 players around this A bomb site. This is going to be a gamble stack from Hellraisers, and the AWP from JR, well, it's still in play.
Roman and Harry moving up here. The CTs of a player on cross, a player on site. Flashes over. Giant's going to wait for his chance to swing out the second flash. Should be here. He gets himself 1. Flourish doubles up. He gets himself 2. Croman responds back in hole. And JR lands that headshot. 1-on-1 now. The bomb plant will be secured here towards the site. They know he's there on short. Going to rotate back from CT as the Incendiary comes up. And it's an AWP v AWP battle. NATO Sappings versus JR. He's jump facing. He's checking sure he's scoped up. JR knows exactly where he is. We'll move closer towards that ramp position, not giving away a single piece of info. The AWP, Brown the backhand side, looking for NATO Sappings, the scope lands, and it's 2 kills for JR to secure 18-18, and we go to a second OT.
Oh, can you imagine the pressure that must be on the back of JR? They're realizing the fact he has to clutch out for them to go to the next overtime, and that's big, Jay. That is very, very big. Being able to pull up just when they need it. And honestly, you got to feel for the Nordavind guys. Like, they were up, what, 17 to, or 18 to 16, I should say, 2 rounds in a row from Hellraisers. Man, I don't know. And you know what you pointed out? You pointed out 4.75 for Hellraisers. They've gone right down for Loot Bet, 2.31. It seems like the odds, especially in overtime, well, they just keep changing.
I mean, it's absolutely the case. At this point, you know, it's so any lead is so unstable, and any opportunity at match point could be that final ending. Hellraisers constantly tipping the odds back to their favor, but at even standing, it sort of lines up to where we were at the beginning of the map here, Dweg. AWPs, AKs, M4s on the CT Force. And JR trying to play his AWP out into the short position. It's very quiet from Nordavind, realizing that they're back on the back foot once again. He'll try to find some sort of way to return against Hellraisers.
It's actually a very heavy like B setup coming out from Hellraisers. They've got 2 players at the B bomb site, and the mid-face player is actually sort of kind of more towards the B bomb site than in through CT. So I'm not sure if this is a bit of a read coming out or Hellraisers are trying to work on this default, but for Nordavind, they've established so much long control in most of the rounds on the T side that it's interesting to see this change up coming out for Hellraisers.
Okay, Croman into the long position to try to take first contact. Smokes are down. Larry to the resmoke back in Incendiary on towards ramp. Back here behind the right bags. JR drops that bomb onto Harry next to face. He does get a kill back. Blind spray from Kalinka doesn't quite get the frags that he wants. HS on the backstab could be everything. JR though, jump face against the AWP. The bomb plant will still be secured, and HS continues his backstab, takes out one, is traded back by Kalinka though. In a 3 versus 3 situation, retake up for Hellraisers.
I can't believe HS only gets 1 there. He needed to find at least a couple of kills to secure this round. Going on towards the side problem with the swing out, and the trades, they go back and forward. The Giant, the last one left, into the 1 versus 2. We've seen the clutches come out of the Hellraisers camp before, and now it's into the 1 versus 1. Tensky trying to play passive around the ground position. Giant can't find him, and it's going to be another round for Nordavind, but they're so down to the wire. And HS, he really should have been able to find more than 1 kill. That was such an unexpected backstab.
See that shot that managed to secure us in second OT here for the Hellraisers side. And down to the wire here, as you mentioned, for Nordavind, just barely winning out that round. Felt like a lot of resistance was thrown up on that A bomb site, so it very easily could have tipped to the favor of Hellraisers. Short control out, JR here, ready and waiting to receive. Shot missing, he saw the second player though, he has info, he may have also seen that bomb. Jaya out here towards the B, Dorsey, Tensky with a spray through, takes him down. Kalinka also drops Harry in the middle. Smoke HS will come in, 1 kill on the B side, but Jaya is going to turn on towards him, and Flowich will finish off NATO Sapphics. A clean-up, shutdown round from Hellraisers as Nordavind bottlenecked themselves in towards mid.
And that was probably one of the quickest rounds we've seen from Nordavind so far, especially in overtime. And well, for the AWPs, it's just picking galores and being able to just really shut it down on the quick mid to B presence that comes out. 19-19. We are tied up. Double orbs for the CT side and for the T side. Actually, triple orbs for the T side to start things off. But they can swap over to some AKs. And we saw that the Nordavind camp were trying to get control of these lower tunnels quite a lot on their CT side. Now Hellraisers are doing it.
On with the AWP and the AK. Around the corner here towards this long position. Facing against Nordavind, but they can't quite see the T side. Still careful control. Smokes go down towards that cross. HS moving in with the AK. A re-smoke down is going to leave a bit of a gap for HS to work if they want to push forward. A minute to the clock for the hit to come through for Nordavind. It seems like it's going to be set up here towards that long control. Incendiaries and flashbangs come out and out of the gate for the T side. They don't aggress past it over the counter-action utility from Hellraisers. Will buy Giant a little bit of position. 2 players down towards 2 players. Could not quite transfer it to 3. Harry and Tensky will chime in, but Tensky's dealt with towards mid, and the AWP of JR gets Harry. It's all left to HS. He drops 1. Spray sees a second and a third, but he's unable to get the kills on either of them, so Hellraisers will have the half advantage, 20-19 on their CT side.
Man, Hellraisers, that's much better. That's looking really comfortable. We're seeing the double orbs having a lot of impact. One thing that I've actually noticed a fair bit on their CT side is they get people in positions that flashes come up, but they don't always peek on the first one. It's normally the second one when the peek comes out. So we see JR, he throws that first flashbang out for Giant. He doesn't peek, but it's the second one that comes out. He gets 2 kills, gets that information, and just puts a brute force in the works. Nordavind need to get the 22. Same for the Hellraiser side. They'll be looking for the 22nd to be able to take this first map. 21-21, and we'll go to another overtime.
AWP's in for NATO and Chroman again with the double up setup. It didn't do amazing stuff when they had it out on the second half of the first OT. Chroman's going to be very aggressive with this though. Look at his position here towards the tunnels. I mean, Kalinka faced him. It's going to be a tight angle to hit, but it will be one that does yield kills. If Chroman's going to be allowed his chance, he's going to start sneaking even further forward. If this got 2 entries to worry about. Now backing up here towards the corner position. Kalinka will hear this scope in, so he will catch the information off, and instead just swings on the man, takes that head off the shoulders, kicking things off for the T side.
And now for Nordavind, they've got to be worried, you know, is there any chance of a B presence to come through? But Harry does get isolated, and well, already this is a great advantage coming out for the T side. Hey, just noticed Sapphix chiming in, and this is now 2 versus 2. Sapphix gonna be able to find another kill. 3 in the round, and Kalinka is the last one left. NATO Sapphix, 34 kills. And Kalinka, how can he bring this back? He does turn it into the 1 versus 1, but NATO Sapphix, he's got the bomb and he's still alive.
1-on-1 for the man, switching out to the M4. 40 HP though, he will be at the disadvantage. And he knows where Kalinka can come from. He knows he's got to make his way from short or CT. Flash over, we'll get up the position now, dropping into CT spawn. He heard that much. NATO going to creep around, his back's turned. Kalinka sees that bomb. 10 seconds, NATO just has to play passive. Get ready with a knife out. 4 kills for the man. And the AWP goes absolutely ham there on the long position as Nordavind equalized once again against Hellraisers.
Oh my goodness, he finds so much with that AWP, and well, for HS, that 1 kill is really important to set NATO Sapphix up to just get those 1-on-1 angels with the orb. My goodness, Jay, we are really seeing some crazy stuff in OT, and we're tied up once again. This time around though, look at the presence coming out from Nordavind over to the B bomb site. There's 3 players here.
Nade stack on Chroman does early damage. Not much though against the CT forces. Again, this double orb setup is out. Chroman did not do much with this in the last round. Now has to be standing by, ready to receive even more presence towards those tunnels areas. Much more spread out from Hellraisers on these defaults, looking to try secure us. They're going
B. They're going to be running straight into the stack, Jay, and they've even got the AWP at this bomb site.
Needs that kill, he'll find it. Incendiary down, we're going to try and stall for time. It won't buy him a way back out. Jai's going to face forward, the Molotov will force him even further into the corner. The smoke should come into stall. And again, buy a bit of cover for Chroman to rotate out position.
Oh, look at Harry now. He's pushing up aggressively, so he should be able to shut this down because they're going to be coming out for the lower tunnels. No one's going to expect him here. He's going to get all the information. He can tell them they're coming up through short and rotate their players to the A-bomb site.
He sees all 3. He's going to be patient about this and double up. Look for the triple, not quite. Problem takes him down, but the AWP here sees him next. Nades on position. The bomb is on his back. The CTs are pressing in. They do have JR pushing out towards long, but as they drop the bomb for a second time, it's all left to the AWP to clutch this. It's just not going to happen. Not for Hellraisers. Nordavind back up to map point. Will fire away, do some tag damage. Does take out Tensky. But now 2 CTs that take his place, and Chroman will be the man to close it down. So, Nordavind, incredible stuff again for the CTs to keep things going as far to their favor as they possibly can.
And it all comes down to information. We see a great stack over to that B bomb site. We see Chroman finding the opening kill. They push Harry so aggressively up through mid. It's a big risk, but it's a huge reward. 1 more round is all that Nordavind will need. What can Hellraisers do to respond? Oh, the pressure coming out. They've seen that, yeah.
AK's on, trying to do damage. Problem, and HS will take damage straight through. There's even more towards the players in that mid position. All in all, Nordavind do win out a HP advantage, but Problem is so susceptible here. And Hellraisers running out of opportunities here. Problem's going to make his way into that short area. It's control into the mid position. Passive from NATO Sapphics at this stage. They're going to back off, play semi-passively here for the T side.
Hellraisers. Now, they've got a bit of map presence. They've got Kalinka doing a bit of lurking towards the upper tunnels. They've got 2 players, and to try and commit that bomb from JR out through short. This is going to be a short commitment. They're going to regroup. Kalinka's going to be able to at least try and see if he can force any of the rotates in and catch off any of the rotators. Pensky and HS are so low, but look at Harry trying to get aggressive. Oh, but he's staying in the smoke. They don't know he's here.
Kill for NATO does get Problem. 5 on 3. He's lurking still. They've taken all T-side presence away from this A site. Croman gets Kalinka next. Flaric and JR, very different positions on the map. As the bomb drops, it's round over and map over. Nordavind look to push us 22-20 and take Dust 2 outright. Flaric to the 1 on 5 and faces to his death. Harry will close it out, and there it is for Nordavind. A big round to end off OT, and what a way to close it out.
That's so big. That is unbelievable that Nordavind brought that back. And look, that was really down to the wire. And honestly, Jay, it really could have gone either way in OT. We saw the AWP stepping up. We saw big risky plays coming out from Nordavind, but they're able to get it through 22-20. Jay, what an unbelievable start coming.
To remember is the fact that it was just so confident from Hellraisers for the most part here, and then eventually they kind of lost control. You know, they really kind of lost control there towards that Nordavind camp, and Nordavind do take it on their opposing map pick, and that throws a lot of hell in for Hellraisers as well, because as you mentioned in the pregame, Mirage is the second map. That's not a very good Hellraisers map.
Yeah, look, things are looking dire from Hellraisers, honestly. Like, they started on Dust 2 really nicely. We saw they had a 9-6 lead at the end of the first half. They were up 15-11. They looked more dominant in terms of regulation on Dust 2, but when it came to overtime, it was like a spark